Hello there, and welcome to Make It Plain with Tracy. This is a fresh new week, a new episode, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see you, and I'm happy to introduce to you a new topic, a new series that we will be discussing. So, I present to you creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation. So, in the coming weeks, especially around this month of April, we shall be dealing with creativity and innovation. It sounds simple, but can be very easy for some people, can be very difficult for some people. Creativity is a gift. It could be natural, it could be learned. Innovation is something you need to aspire, push yourself to do things differently, look for new ways of achieving things. So, welcome to our series of innovation and creativity. Okay, so yes, in the last couple of weeks, we've dealt on habits, positive habits, how to develop habits. Before that, we talked about some discipline, we talked about dedication, and so on and so forth. So now that you have gathered a lot of knowledge and experience around those topics. Remember in February we were talking about goal, how to set your goal, how to start all over, how to prepare yourself to launch out. So in April now we want to focus on innovation and creativity, and today we shall be starting with a topic I call the open slate. The open slate. So what's the concept of an open slate? I know we don't use slates anymore. I for one didn't quite do much of slates growing up, I think, but I saw it and I had a chance of using a chalk to write on it at some point or the other. But yeah, so the open slate speaks to having an open mind. Way back in school at the lecture theater, we used to almost meet the theater board messed up. So many write-ups, for some lecturers, when they come to class, they divide the screen into maybe 2 or 3 segments and then put some thoughts on this side, then go to the middle, then go to the other part, then come and clean. And so sometimes even when you're being asked a question in class, you may just be lost. You're like, where was that? But sometimes again, it's easier when the slate is clean, when your chalkboard has been wiped. It's easier to begin whatever. If you're a lecturer and you wanted to come to class, you would definitely want to clean everything that was there before, have a fresh start, have an open slate, and then begin to note what you need to note, and then teach your students. Even you at home, sometimes you want to draft ideas or plans. It's sweeter, fresher, and better when you just pick a book, a notebook, get to a fresh, clean page, and then you begin to put down your thoughts. So that's beautiful. So, having an open mind, it's like the open slate. So if you're the creative type, maybe you bake, you sew, hands-on, maybe you're poetic, you write articles. Sometimes you feel like you're kind of stuck. You feel like you're stuck and whatever you're doing isn't working. You're not able to go past a certain line of thought. Take a break, pause, breathe. You could take a walk, you could drive around, you could just abandon whatever it was for a time being, do things differently, play, and then much later, when your mind is refreshed, you come back to, looking at that solution, maybe artwork or sewing design or whatever it was you were up to. So that speaks to being open-minded and having that open slate. Always have that flexibility, of mind. And you don't really need to be stuck before you choose to hit the reset button and start all over again. Sometimes you just want to achieve a different result. You've been doing the same thing the same way for so long, and it's like you're not getting that result. So, hey, it's time to think outside the box. I'm sure you've heard that before. Think outside the box, but the only way you can think outside the box, because the box is something you're familiar with, the box is something you are used to, and so it's tough sometimes to shift away from what you're used to. But that's the spirit. That's what we're saying. Find ways to step out from your familiar territory, your regular zone and just move. You may not know where you're going. Abraham in the Bible, when God said, "Hey, Abraham, stand up, get up, pack your family, pack your things, and come and start going to a place I will show you." You will know the story. Some of us who are Bible students, we know the story. It's not easy to do that. God says move. You don't even know where. He says get ready, just move. So that really speaks to innovation and creativity. Abraham was obedient. He had an open mind. He trusted God. Let me not get to preaching now, but yeah, he trusted God. He trusted also his instincts and his guts. And he obeyed, put himself together, and started a journey. He didn't even know where he was going. But that's creativity. But it didn't land him, in a good place or in a better place. The answer is yes. So we should trust our instincts, be creative, be innovative, be open-minded. It starts from being open-minded. It starts from resetting the button in your mind. It starts from wiping your chalkboard clean. Have that plain sheet, that open sheet, plain. And then you can start all over again to begin to think, rethink, write, rewrite, reorganize, reinvent yourself, and discover you. So welcome to April's edition of Make It Plain with Tracy. We're looking at innovation and creativity. Trust me, we'll start with being open-minded today. But that open-mindedness, I'd like to know whatever comes to your mind that you eventually fill your open slate with, your open plain slate. So start all over again. Begin to write, begin to draw, begin to picture, begin to imagine, begin to get ready to fly. Dream. Albert Einstein said imagination is it better than knowledge, because knowledge is confined. Knowledge is about what you already know, but imagination is better. It opens room for greater possibilities. It allows you just think, visualize, and so on and so forth. People will say typically, cut your coat according to your size and all that, but with dreams and imaginations, come on, just keep dreaming, keep imagining, and then in no sooner time, you will begin to see that things will begin to add up, the lines begin to fall in places, there will be some clarity, and when that happens, you can now make a plan around that and begin to move. So we'll stop here today, but we'll share the concept of having an open mind, having an open slate. The benefits are far so enormous. It's not something you want to contest. There are huge benefits in having an open mind. You do things differently, you get better results, and you learn and unlearn and embrace new ways of life. So thank you once again. My name is Tracy Dapa, your host. Make It Plain with Tracy. Catch you next week and get ready to show me what you've written on your plain sheet, your open slate. I love you. I remain your host, and have a good time and enjoy Ramadan. For those of us who are celebrating, Easter was last week. I hope we had a great time, and in the spirit of Easter, I'm a Christian, so I can talk more on that. It's important to enjoy the open slate that Jesus gave us, wiping away our sins, wiping away the guilt, the curses. He says it was finished on the cross of Calvary, which means you can start all over. I love you. Catch you next week. Tracy Dapa.